Death Valley Days.
Choose your field. Miner, rancher, farmer, road agent. There were many tools with which a man could seek a new life out west. One man, history records, found his rainbow in a frying pan. Not a trout, but a pot of gold. It only took two ingredients, the lady and the sourdough.
Ain't enough for a decent plate of beans.
What's it gonna be? Beans is good today.
You're new.
Ain't nothing new about me but the hat, mister, and that's 8 years old. Beans?
Yeah, no, I'd like a T-bone steak like that one with some taters, maybe some peas and coffee.
It's $1 2 bits.
$1 2 bits. Last week it was $1. That's high-handed robbery.
Beans is 35 cents.
What's Toomey trying to do? Get rich off the sweat of a hard-working man?
You still bellyaching about my prices, Despo?
This ain't San Francisco, Toomey. You don't have fiddle music and linen tablecloths, so what are you charging them extra prices for?
'Cause I make pretty good beans.
I don't want beans, I want a steak.
Give him a small one for $1 before he busts a hamstring.
Uncle T-Bone don't take too much fire. That's the reason I make 'em blood rare, the way they ought to be.
Always thought that one steak was like another, but this one's downright like 'em. and the potatoes and the peas. Did you cook all this yourself?
Oh, well, I've been frying and cooking since I was a boy. Ma was a terrible cook. It was either learn or starve.
Best meal I've sunk my teeth in for months.
Well, ain't much can be done to a steak. Now, a stew, that's different. Gives a man elbow room to show off his wares.
Stews is my favorite. Ever thought about being rich?
I ain't ever been one to give much time to thought, mister.
Look, I got a mine 10 miles west of here. Now, of course, there ain't much gold in it now. But one of these days, I'm gonna strike that big babe. How would you like to be cut in for half?
Half. You'd make me a partner. For what?
For cooking. Cooking all them wonderful victuals like that cream corn and the stews and taters. Look, you do the cooking, I'll do the digging, and I'll cut you in 50-50.
I have kind of missed humping up a good stew.
Is it a deal?
Why not?
Now, look. Now, my mine's 4 miles off the road just east of Twin Rocks. I'll see you there for breakfast tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be $1.
Yeah. Now, remember, you take care of the cooking, partner? Irish stew, right?
If your nose for gold was as good as your nose for food, we'd be millionaires by now. How'd we do today?
Not bad, not bad. Almost 2 ounces.
In the 3 weeks I've been here, you just barely brought in enough for the food.
Tomorrow I'll be digging in a new place. I'll hit that big vein one of these days. Now, don't you worry.
Well, at the rate you're gaining weight, you'll be lucky to even see the vein over that belly of yours, much less heave a pick.
Look at this all.
What about it?
That's gold. Don't you know gold when you see it?
Well, I seen a gold watch once.
But this is solid stuff, not dust.
You mean you found the vein?
Well, not exactly. But it's a lot better digging than I've been scraping out of that rock. Now, grab a pick and follow me.
No, I got a casserole simmering.
Forget it. I need your help.
Well, now, I'm not a miner. I'm a cook. You know our deal. You dig and I cook.
I need your help.
I don't ask you to peel potatoes.
This is not potatoes, man. It's gold.
I can't stand here and argue with you.
Now, wait a minute. I own that mine. I claimed it and staked it out, and I cut you in for half, and you're going to work with me if I... Rupert, where are you? Come... Now, you have to help me dig. The two of us can get twice as much out in a day.
Hey, my casserole's burned. Now, it's all your fault. Get out of my kitchen. Get. I seen a man look at a woman like that, but never at a basket of food.
Come on. Since I've been doing work for two of us, I got appetites for two of us. What you got for supper?
I got the makings of a roast.
Good.
Johnny Hollowlegs.
Sir? Sir. My name is Daigle, Letitia Daigle.
Rupert Johnson, ma'am.
I wonder if you'd help me. Jenny is in trouble.
Jenny.
Well, Jenny is my cow. I was taking her over to the Mansbridge place, and just down the road, she broke loose. She's caught in a bramble patch, and I'm afraid she'll hurt herself.
Oh, well, I certainly will help you, ma'am. Why, that's man's work. Your husband should be doing those chores.
Well, Mr. Daigle is... I'm a widow.
Well, I'm very sorry, ma'am. I'll go get Jenny. Here she is, Miss Daigle. A little fret up about it. No harm done.
I'm so obliged to you, Mr. Johnson.
Well, it's my pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you. I wonder, would you like to try one of these plums? They're from my trees.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You know, you're such a gentleman, Mr. Johnson. That's a rarity around here.
Me, a gentleman? No, ma'am. I ain't even worn store-bought clothes since Pa's funeral. I was 10 at the time.
Clothes do not make a gentleman, Mr. Johnson. My husband, Mr. Daigle, he was a gentleman. He was so kind and so considerate. Not a ruffian like all these miners around here. Have you ever been married, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, no. Not me, ma'am, no.
Oh. Why not?
Well, I just ain't ever been much with women. Well, one time I got drunk in Covington and I had me a fandango with one of them dance hall Jessies. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. What I mean is, this woman and me, well, that is...
That's perfectly all right, Mr. Johnson. A man is a man. I understand that. Man does not live by bread alone.
No, ma'am. I mean, yes, ma'am. Bread. Oh, my. I forgot to take the bread out of the oven. Well, it's spoiled by now.
You bake bread?
Well, yes, ma'am. I made a deal with a miner. He digs and I cook. Of course, I ain't seen much gold since we become partners, but at least that gives me a chance to cook what I want, and that's good enough for me.
You really like to cook, don't you?
Oh, it's my whole life cooking. I don't know anything else, don't care to. There's something almost holy about cooking. Taking what the good Lord put in the ground, sweetening it, salting it, add a little water, set it on the fire. Onions, water, salt, fire, simple things, but more important to living man than, well, even gold. My pa always said, "You're what you eat." I guess that's why he and Ma didn't get along so good. Ma couldn't even boil water without burning it.
Oh. Mr. Johnson, I was taking these apple turnovers to the main spritzes, and, well, would you like to try one?
Oh, my. Mmm, delicious. There's something else in it. Brown sugar?
No. Guess.
Tell me.
Honey, just a smidgen.
I never would have guessed. You know, I never have been much on bacon. I just can't seem to get the hang of it.
Well, I bake pretty well. I'd better be going.
I'll help you up.
Thank you.
I still say you got no call traipsing around when you should be sticking around here keeping up your end of the bargain. Now, I told you I had my taste buds all set for that roast tonight.
Appears to me there ain't nothing lacking about your taste buds.
Chicken ain't roast. Where'd you go off to anyway today?
I had to help a friend with a cow. How'd we do today?
A little better. About 3 ounces, more or less.
Is that all?
It's only me doing the digging.
Could have made more at wages slinging hash at Toomey's.
Now, don't you worry. I'll find that big vein yet. I think I'll go outside and get me a little fresh air before I turn in.
Well, don't suck in too much air. You're liable to plumb explode.
Where'd you get them pebbles?
All them came out of the chickens.
Chickens?
Yeah. Them haywire pluckers must have pecked at everything in sight. Pebbles, buttons, even found a nail in one of them.
Sure were nice chickens.
Yeah. fat and sweet.
Where'd you get him?
Miss Daigle, a widow woman down the South Road. She's got herself a right nice farm.
Stagel, huh? Sure knows her chickens. Yes, sir. She sure knows her chickens.
Well, I still don't see why you got to stake another claim.
I'm going up to the foothills next week. I want to make sure nobody sees me up there and beats us to the punch.
Well, pick me up some sweet basil while you're in town.
Gold must be lying all over the yard. Just laying on top of, waiting to be picked up.
Good afternoon.
Howdy. I was just passing by, and I thought I'd buy me some of those nice chickens of yours. Excuse me, forgot my manners. Name's Despo, Thomas Despo.
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Daigle.
I'm right honored to meet you, Mrs. Daigle.
I was about to pour myself some cool lemonade. Won't you join me?
Well, I'd be happy to, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I forgot my manners again. You know, I've been grubbing around in dirt and rocks so long, I guess my etiquettes aren't properly oiled.
I understand.
Sure is a lot different than the way I've been living the last 15 years. I was raised on a farm, you know.
Oh, really? Well, perhaps someday you'll be able to settle down and have your own place.
Being as you brought it up, I've been doing a powerful lot of thinking about doing just that.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find a place.
Don't suppose you'd be considering selling this place?
Oh, dear. I don't know where I'd go or what I'd do if I did.
Why, an attractive woman like yourself, Mrs. Daigle, you could start yourself a whole new life in a big town like San Francisco. Especially if you had a nice little nest egg to help you along, say, $500.
It is a lot of money, isn't it? But being alone in such a big town, well, at least here, I feel that I have Mr. Daigle near me.
You're a young woman, Mrs. Daigle. You should get married again.
San Francisco does sound tempting.
How does $700 sound?
Seven?
Give you a whole new lease on life, Mrs. Daigle.
Well, I'd have to think it over.
Yeah, well, you do that. I'll drop by tomorrow. Meantime, how about those chickens of yours? A couple of nice big ones for stewing, maybe.
Oh, of course, I'll get them for you.
You get my sweet basil?
Oh, I forgot.
One thing, and you can't remember it. Well, you better tie up them chickens. They'll wander off before we get a chance to eat them.
We're having them tonight.
We had chicken last night. I'm fixing a roast.
You eat the roast, I'll eat the chickens. Go on what you're doing. I'll clean them.
First he squawks because I give him chicken, and then he wants it 2 nights in a row. He thinks with his stomach.
No doubt about it. It's there, all right. Gold. $500 a ton if it's a penny.
You and the squirrels saving up for winter, partner?
What? What right you got to go poking around? Them's my diggings before we joined up. Now let me have that gold, you rock-headed grub-slinger.
Tommy was right. You got a mean, stupid mouth. Now, I'm gonna divide these up.
Give me that gold. It belongs to me.
I don't take kindly to being cheated, Despo.
Let me have that gold.
No! No! All right, now here's yours. Well, I guess this just about puts the lid on our partnership. I'll pack up my pots and pans and mosey on.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Deswell. How nice of you to drop by.
Why, I'm right honored to hear you say that, Mrs. Daigle.
I have some very exciting news for you.
You decided to accept my offer.
Oh, no, it's much more exciting than that. It's a glorious piece of news. I have gotten married.
Well, congratulations. You what?
Isn't he wonderful?
Well, I mean, who?
Well, it all happened so fast, but I think we knew that very first time we met, the day that Jenny got caught in the bramble patch.
Jenny?
Ain't you gonna congratulate us?
Oh.
Why, you sneak. You double-dealing, two-timing skunk. You knew that gold was out in that yard somewhere. You knew those chickens picked up them nuggets here. You knew there was a gold mine right here in that yard, and you married her to get it all.
Gold?
In the chickens.
That's right, you pussyfootin' sourdough, in the chickens when you cleaned them out of their claws, same as I did. You knew there was a gold mine in this yard just a-sitting and a-waiting somewhere around.
So no wonder you wanted to buy this place. Why, I thought you wanted to settle down. And we had the papers all ready for you.
You mean you really didn't know?
Till just now.
Rupert, I don't think I understand.
What? You heard him, Letitia. In the chickens. He found gold ore in the chickens' claws. What? They must have just picked it up off the top of the ground here in the yard.
I just spilled it out.
Why, I had some money all saved up. Letitia and me was going to San Francisco. We was going to open up a nice little cafe.
Rupert would cook and I would do the baking.
And I just threw it away.
It's that mean, stupid mouth of yours, Despo. Looks to me like it's more stupid than mean. Well, Letitia, looks like we don't have us a farm. We got a gold mine. And that ain't chicken feed.
They say happiness is where you find it. And you can say the same thing about gold. If you're ever out west, try some of our golden fried chicken. Who knows? Next week, another true story from the forgotten history of the West. See you then.